In 2019, Jamaica recorded its lowest poverty rate in a 12-year period, representing the second lowest rate for the island over a 32-year span. Minister of Finance and the Public Service Dr. Nigel Clarke, while pleased with the figure, says the coronavirus pandemic will likely impact the figures for 2020. Speaking Tuesday in Parliament, he provided an update on the pre-pandemic 2019 poverty rates. He also noted the importance of maintaining policies that favor job growth, economic expansion, and macroeconomic stability as the country recovers from the COVID-19 pandemic. Dr. Clarke noted that 7 consecutive years of economic growth across 2 administrations and over 100,000 jobs added to the workforce in 4 years contributed to the historic decline.
The poverty rate for 2019 was estimated at 11% compared to 12.6% in 2018, which is considered relatively stable. This was supported by a 0.8% increase in real national disposable income per capita, which was pushed by increases in real GDP, real remittance inflows, and increases of employment.
Jamaica has been measuring the rate of poverty since 1989. The highest rates of poverty since then have been in 1992 and 1993 at 44.6% and 33.9% respectively. The lowest rate of poverty achieved has been 9.9% in 2007. Poverty increased thereafter due to the severe impact of the global financial crisis and climbed to 24.6% by 2013. Jamaica has been hit hard by the coronavirus pandemic, seeing a 10% contraction in GDP and the loss of approximately 130,000 jobs. Dr. Clarke says the 2020 data is being calculated in an effort to fine-tune policy.
The Planning Institute of Jamaica will be working hard towards having the 2020 poverty data available before the end of this calendar year, breaking this 2-year lag that we have in reporting on poverty. And it's going to be important to have that data because while we have a policy response, having the granular data will allow us to calibrate and fine-tune policy to make sure our response is effective.
Poverty rates are calculated by the Planning Institute of Jamaica based on consumption expenditure data collected through the Jamaica Survey of Living Conditions conducted annually by the Statistical Institute of Jamaica, STATIN. The survey captures data on the living conditions of the Jamaican population. Dr. Clarke also noted a significant reduction in poverty in Kingston compared to rural areas, which he called much less strong, and outlined measures being undertaken to combat this. The finance minister says as the country seeks to recover from the COVID-19 pandemic, policies that favor economic expansion and job growth must be pursued.
And this is one of the reasons why for the Serve Jamaica program we've incorporated a rural focus through the Train the River program to be executed by the NWA, as well as other initiatives in the portfolio, in the social safety net portfolio that straddles many ministries across the government.
For his part, opposition point man on finance Julian Robinson called the decline a good thing and said the opposition is awaiting the release of 2020 rates. He also reiterated his call for more to be done for the most vulnerable.
Given the challenges that we have had over the last year, the difficulties, particularly for women, single-headed households, and for those who operate in our informal sector, which constitutes a significant part of our overall economy. And while we await the data to fine-tune our policy, there are a significant number of persons, in spite of the care program that would have been implemented, who have not received any assistance, and even with that assistance, it has not been sufficient.